Oh, Marquez all about riding around the outside of Rossi at turn 12, brave in the extreme. That would have been, he rides around the outside of him at turn 13 instead. He absolutely mugs Rossi on the outside.
He's a Valentino Rossi. Right behind, right in front of him is Yoni Hernandez.
Honda so far through turn number 2 is Lorenzo with
the chip trophy. Now he dips it into turn.